progress.
Okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning to Miss Munirah. Okay, first of all, my name is Rafisha, and I have few friends here, which is Emmy, Amrita Raj, Tashwina, and Gira Devi. So we are from Sem 3 TESOL student in University Selangor. So first of all, thank you in advance for joining us in the video. Before we start, can you please introduce us your name, where you're from, and what school currently you are teaching now?
Okay, hello everyone. Okay, my name is Munirah binti Mat Isa and I am from Batu Gajah Perak and I am currently teaching in SMK Methodist ECS Kampa Perak.
Okay. Okay. How many years have you had experience being as a teacher?
It has been 7 years.
Okay. All right. Thank you, teacher. So now we are going to proceed with the question. So the first question is wait, yeah. Sorry. Okay. So the first question is how many years of experience have you had in teaching oral?
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to refer this oral and oral as listening and speaking, okay? So it has been 6 years that I'm teaching this listening and speaking once CEFR started. Before this, we did not use CEFR. They just introduced this CEFR. So we have 4 skills in English paper. So it has been 7 years. 6 years.
6 years. Okay, so the next question, I will pass it to my friend, Emmy. Right.
Hello, Miss. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you too.
Okay, for my following questions, Miss, is teaching oral skills necessary in acquiring a second language?
Yes, it is necessary. All 4 skills are necessary in acquiring a second language, as we have reading, writing, and also this listening and speaking. So it is necessary. As they will also be tested, in exam, all these 4 skills.
Right, Miss. Okay, and are there any specific approaches that you use in teaching oral skills?
Yes, we do have it. Basically, it's just a simple one. We use differentiated learning as we have a different level of students in one class. So we use differentiated learning, which is we use different approaches and also different materials to be used with the students.
Right, Miss. Okay, and how do you assess the students' ability in terms of speaking and listening?
Based on the assessment given and also the exercises that we had in class.
All right, okay. So do you have any suggestions on how to help the students that are too shy and too introverted to join the class activities, as say to improve their speaking skills?
Okay, as for speaking skills, what I did with my students is at first, I get them into a group of members that they are comfortable with. Okay, but not to, what can I say? Not in every activities, only for a few activity first, and then later on we are going to divide them into a different groups, because as they have speaking tests later on, they are not going to be into a group that they can select the members, okay, because they are given the members according to the name list, so we cannot let them too comfortable with their friends, okay.
All right, Miss, that's all from me. I'll pass on to my next group member. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, Miss. I'm Tashrina here. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too.
Okay, as for my part, I will be asking you, what resources or technologies do you find particularly helpful in teaching English as a second language for secondary school level?
Okay, resources that I find very useful is only textbook. Okay, we have been prepared with the textbook by the KPM, so it is very useful as all the syllabus are aligned with what CEFR required, and also YouTube channel by the teachers from all over the Malaysia. As you all know, before this, we have been in MCO, right? So online learning has been implemented. So we refer to the YouTube channels that prepared by the teachers. So textbook is very useful. It is necessary to use textbook and also YouTube channels by the teachers.
Okay, Miss, for the next question, how can students improve their fluency in the targeted language? Are there any specific exercise or strategies you recommend?
Any specific or mungkin can you repeat the question for me?
Yes. Yes, Miss. How can students improve their fluency in the targeted language? Are there any specific exercises or strategies you recommend?
Okay, there is no specific or whatsoever methods, but what I can say is we have been using modules that been prepared with by the JPN, Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri. So we use the module as we always do drilling with the students during exercises. So I think that's all. Drilling exercises by the module given by the state Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri.
Okay, Miss, for the next question, what were the mistakes you made in teaching oral that you wish you had not made?
Okay. I wish I had not focused too much on the textbook. Textbook is important. The syllabus are all there, but I wish I could expose my student with the exam-oriented question, so they can be exposed with the exam questions more.
Okay, Miss, for the next question, if you knew then what you know now after your years of experience in teaching oral, what would you have done differently?
I would assess them with based on marking scheme or criteria, and then with the real exam format.
Okay, Miss, that's all from me. Now I'll be like passing to my next teammate, Kira Devi. Thank you so much.
Hi, Miss. I'm Gira Devi. Nice to meet you. My
Hi.
question is, did you ever encounter any objections from your students when conducting speaking activities? How did you handle it?
Okay. I never have any objection from my students. As they just accept as it is. Okay, we just carry out the activities together. There is no objection from my students.
Okay, Miss. My next question is, what were some of most effective assessment designs that best helped in teaching students oral?
Exam based. That's what I can say. Exam based.
Okay, Miss. My next question is, What will you recommend in order to improve students' ability in oral skills in the future?
Okay, what would I recommend in order to improve my students' ability in oral and oral skills in the future? They need to be exposed to English movies or songs, the audio, because when they are going to be tested later on, the audio, the accent is different. So they are used to Malaysian accents. So once they hear the different accents, it is going to be very difficult for the students to analyze or identify what the speaker are going to say. So what would I recommend to my students? I always remind my students to always listen to English songs and English movies to get used to the audio. And as for oral, I advise my students to always speak in English whenever they have the chance. Okay, because I'm talking based on my experience. And I am teaching Form 5 students, also SPM students. As they are going to be tested speaking test, they just need to speak in English and they will get marks. Okay, we also have grammar, vocab, and all that, but it is important for them to be able to speak English. As long as they speak English, we can assess them. So I would advise my student to always speak in English whenever they have the chance. Okay, during English class, of course, and also whenever they have chance with the friends in school. Okay, I think that's all.
Okay, Miss. What advice will you give someone considering that person is becoming an ESL teacher for primary or secondary school students?
Okay, you need to identify your students' level first, because in one class, they are not going to be same level. Okay, they are not going to be, for example, they are not going to be advanced students in one class. Okay, they are going to be mixed up. They will be advanced, intermediate, and also weak students. So you need to cater to your students' ability first. You need to identify what level are they in, so that you can help them with preparing a different material in your lesson. Okay, so what I can advise you is to identify your students' ability first.
Okay, that's all from us, Miss. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much, Miss. That is all from our interview. We would like to
Okay.
thank you so much for giving us your time and efforts for this interview. You've taught us a lot. Thank you so much for giving us the advice of a teacher on how to handle the students and what techniques you have used. I really hope you'll use your advice for later on future school lessons. Thank you so much.
Okay, you are welcome. And I also hope that I could be help of you. I hope I can be helpful. It can be helpful.
That's really helpful, Miss. Thank you so much for providing us time, notice all of this knowledge. And thank you for teaching us a lot through the interview. And I really appreciate this. Is there anything you want to say, friends?
I'm sorry if I ever made mistakes during the interview, because it is nervous. I am nervous. Okay, this is my first time being interviewed. And hopefully it will be useful for your assignment.
Right, thank you so much, Miss. It will definitely be useful.
Okay, good
Miss,
luck.
Thank you so
Miss.
much. Have
Thank
a
you so
great
much.
day.
Thank you,
Okay, you
Miss.
too. You guys
Thank you
too.
so much, Miss. Thank you
All
for sharing.
right. So I can leave the meeting now?
Yes.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
Miss.
Recording stopped.